us tonight. More evidence that Judeo-Christian tradition is under attack in America. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. If you watch The Factor, you know that we won the war on Christmas battle. A few years ago, some American companies ordered their employees not to say Merry Christmas. Remember that? We presented the facts to you. You told the stores you wouldn't buy there. The crazy edict was quickly rescinded. Power to the people. But the war on Judeo-Christian tradition continues on in some public school districts. In 10 days, it will be Easter Sunday. But in some schools, you are not allowed to say the word Easter. On Long Island, the East Meadow School District holding a spring egg hunt. Not Easter eggs, spring eggs. Same thing in Prospect Heights, Illinois, Manhattan Beach, California, Flat Rock Elementary School in South Carolina, and a school district in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. No Easter. They're having spring egg events, moderated by a spring bunny, at least in San Diego. I know it's stupid, you know it's stupid, but it's happening, and there's a reason why it's happening. Secular progressives are running wild with President Obama in the White House. They feel unchained, liberated, and they're trying to diminish any form of religion. The goal is to marginalize religious opposition to secular programs. For example, in Canada and China, a woman can have an abortion for any reason at any time. Secular progressives want that here. But traditional forces in America are in opposition. Therefore, in this country, you can't terminate a baby about to be born without a damn good reason. And if you do abort a late-term baby, you could be charged with murder. SPs hate that. In Scandinavia, there are laws that say you cannot criticize minorities, and if you do, you could be arrested. Secular progressives want laws like that here. Also, the legalization of drugs, well underway in many places, and that is a secular cause. So, if the far left can marginalize Santa and the Easter Bunny, if they can tell the children those symbols are obsolete and unnecessary, they then set the stage for a totally secular society in the future. And that's what you have in Scandinavia. And that's why the Easter Bunny is on the run here in America. And that's a memo. Now for the top story night reaction. Joining us from Washington, Fox News analyst Laura Ingraham. Now, one of the reasons these crazy public school districts get away with the spring egg business is that traditional opposition is largely evaporating. Or am I wrong, Laura?
I don't know if it's evaporated, Bill, but I think you're onto something. I think people who are traditionally faithful, that could be traditional Jews, traditional Christians, I think they understand society has become more secular. A lot of them, I think, are fearful. I think there's a lot of demonization by the secular progressives of Christians. I think they feel somewhat ostracized. Maybe even, Bill, they think there's a new era of persecution that we have never seen in this country before toward traditional faiths, ever seen it before, that we're beginning to see now, and it's coming in different forms.
Well, they should be outraged then. But let me give you my point of view, and then you can tell me how wrong I am. East Meadow, Long Island, that's where I grew up. That's part of Levittown, that whole nexus out there.
Sure. Yep.
50 years ago, that could have never happened in East Meadow, ever in a million years. And to this day, East Meadow remains a Christian community with a Jewish population as well, but largely Christian. All right. Now, the East Meadow School District flat out insults every Christian that lives there. Every Christian.
Right,
you can't say Easter. You can't say it. 50 years ago, there would have been marches on that school. There would have been signs. There would have been town meetings. There would have been nothing now.
So
nothing.
whose fault is this?
It's our fault, and here's why. Here's why. They're afraid. Traditional people are afraid because they see people like me, like you, all right, other traditional commentators get attacked viciously, vilely, in the worst personal ways.
Bill, attacked, sued. They try to run you out of business. They'll try to boycott your businesses, as we saw with Hobby Lobby. You know, Steve Green, who heads that chain of craft stores, employs tens of thousands of people. They might shut that store down, maybe, that chain of stores, because
of what
they're dealing with.
The chicken thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing okay. But, look, I think the better way of looking at this, maybe, Bill, is we were never promised a rose garden. If you're a traditional Jew, a traditional Catholic, even a traditional Muslim, your holy book does not tell you that you're going to have an easy time of it being a faithful person. I mean, we're all flawed. As Christians, we believe we're all sinners. We fall down every day. We try to get ourselves back up. But we do believe there's an ideal, even though sometimes we can't live up to it, right? And so it's up to us as Christians to spread the good word to neighbors, to friends, to be as faithful as we can.
That's all a nice theory and happening.
Well, it's not a theory. We're not doing that to the extent that we need to, so society is becoming more secular.
There's no national leader in this country. Billy Graham is in his 90s. He's off the stage. All right? There's nobody who can galvanize the traditional forces and can say, you know, let's go down to East Meadow.
Let's
rally down there and tell these people to knock off insulting Easter. Because that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's an insult to you. If you believe in Easter, all right, if you know that that holiday is designed to please children as you know, in a secular way, the Easter Bunny does not have any association to the resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah, Bill, I would say there's a real cautionary tale here. As we've seen Christianity especially erode from Europe, Europe has become poorer, and Europe has become much less powerful. And it'll happen over time. There'll be ebbs and flows. But I think in this country, as we become more secular and perhaps more progressive, but especially more secular, if the traditional people feel like it's always a war against them, if they're the evildoers, if they're the haters, they're going to recede from public life, maybe from civic life. Maybe they're not going to sign up to be in the military as much. Maybe they're just going to, you know, we're going to take care of our families. We're going to keep our heads down. We're going to read our Bible, read our holy books, and that's going to work.
I think it's happened already. I think it's so outrageous what's going on here.
Yeah, and Bill, I think for America, that is sad, because America, as a result, will become poorer and weaker and less influential in the world. It happened in the former Soviet Union.
If I were president, I'd name the districts that we just named here, and I'd say knock it off. Respect Easter. Easter is a good thing. You don't have to believe in Jesus. The kids like it. It's not a spring egg. It's an Easter egg.
When you said, Bill, when you said a spring egg, I thought there literally was a spring on an egg. I didn't even know what you were talking about.
Something on a Chinese menu.
Yeah.
There's a spring roll.
What the heck's that, O'Reilly? But we need good judges, Bill. We need judges that actually don't, you know, make up stuff that's not in the Constitution.
We need leaders in this country.
Leaders all around.
Leaders who respect the traditions of the country.
And we need to spread the good word. That has to be done by Christians.
All right, Laura, thank you.